What? I said that 3 times. Harry, this is LordPotato, and this is what if Naruto was trained by a god slayer? No, I'm just kidding. But really, this is part 4 of this what if, and also I'm not gonna do a recap. It was like 3-4 days ago I uploaded this. Whatever. But yeah, this is part 4 of it. Go subscribe to my Sensei, Iconic What Ifs, and Obito What Ifs. Links will be in the description. But other than that, let me start on part 4. But yeah, now we begin into where I last left it off. Naruto's going back to the academy. This is where Naruto, he's like, great. Going to the academy again. This is where, well, Naruto is already 12 years old, I should mention. And of course, Naruto really just doesn't like the academy. Even though he had a little bit of a fun time yesterday fighting against someone named Van Shin. Easily kicking the shit out of him. But Naruto's like seeming not to want to go. He just seems too tired. Too unmotivated to go anyway. That's where, well, something from the sky started falling really fast towards Naruto. Then Naruto was confused for a second. Kind of just like his eyes are a little bit closed and open at the same time, just tired. Until he noticed what it is. And it was a lightning, well, some kind of lightning weapon. This is where it was just spinning around and was going straight towards Naruto until Naruto grabbed it with his own lightning arm. He created his arm into lightning and grabbed it. This is where, well, Naruto was confused on where this weapon came from. Now this weapon is a lightning scythe. And of course, it's kind of like this right here. That kind of has like a dragon head. The scythe that kind of has like 2 blades. And it's kind of spiky in the handle and all that. But yeah. This is where Naruto says, what the hell? This is where, well, he kind of finds a little paper kind of attached to like the handle nearly with tape and all that. And decides to take it off and all that. And this is where he reads, hey Naruto, it seems like you just beat the shit out of a god. Or some kind of demigod. I was watching for a little bit. Sorry I couldn't watch fully. I was right now kind of dealing with a little problem with some people. But other than that, very interesting fight. So I decided to give you one of my, well, a weapon that I kind of created a while ago. Something I wasn't going to use that often, so I decided to give it to you instead. I'm surprised you actually did use the power of, well, what I gave you. A small percentage, but still good enough. Didn't expect you to actually activate it very soon. But that doesn't really matter. So instead, I give you this kind of lightning scythe. I know you do have my lightning sword, the one that you can activate with a lightning into the blade to make a blade. So I decided to give you this. I know that you're very potent in lightning, and you haven't even used your, well, stage 2 in lightning mode. But hey, I'll get to see you later. But right now, I'm having trouble with a lot of things right now. So, of course, I can't see you in person, personal. So, I just decided to throw you this weapon. But other than that, also P.S., any more demigods you decide to fight because of your kind of powers, fight them and beat their ass. Also, I'm also going to, P.S. Also, I'm going to go fight Kami and almost every other god in this world. For no reason other than that than to fuck them over. But other than that, bye. Peace. LordPotato, also known as Ragu. This is where, well, Naruto is kind of shocked. And this is where, well, he says, this is a new blade that I have. A scythe. I know how to use scythes, since most of my sensei know how to use them. This is where he just swings it around freely and decided to put it back. Now, there was no one around him, so yeah. So that's why he catches it so easily. Of course, this is where, well, he goes off towards the academy, now being happy and not being kind of sleep deprived, but yeah. Now, of course, this is where when he gets into the academy, he stops smiling and decides to just cover his face up with a mask. Right now, he's smiling and trying to control his smile, but So that's why he kind of put a mask. This is where, well, Naruto, he is kind of just sitting in the classroom. So yeah, we go into Naruto sitting in the classroom. Right now, asleep. He fell asleep after where Karasu started talking about, well, his classroom. Yeah, Naruto's asleep. Now, next to him was Vanshin, and of course, we go into a little bit before Naruto falling asleep. Naruto did talk to Vanshin, and Vanshin did respect Naruto with his power, because even though Naruto shown to be kind of a new student, Naruto still kind of whooped the shit out of, well, him. So of course Vanshin stopped being arrogant and decided to follow Naruto, just like how Genos, what's it called? Yeah, Genos follows Saitama. You know how Saitama managed to almost one punch this motherfucker? But yeah, or not one punch him, mostly defeat like an enemy and all that, show this strength and all that. Yeah, that's what what's it called? Vanshin is doing, kind of following Naruto to see how to get stronger. But yeah. And so where, well, Vanshin is kind of there looking at the, well, work that, what's it called, Karasu's kind of giving them. And Naruto's already asleep. So yeah, he's just asleep. This is where, well, Naruto, he doesn't need to really go to sleep that much because he can stay up anytime. It's just Naruto does not want to be bored out of his mind and he just decides to sleep. But yeah. Of course, this is where it became kind of like recess someone to kind of be in the lunch and all that. Well, get lunch and other things. Of course, Naruto, he didn't actually get any food to kind of go eat. So, he realized he fucked up. He did have money, by the way. He kind of stole it before going to the academy. He keeps robbing people for no reason. Of course, siblings, every time they look around just to buy something, they realize they don't have their wallet. They think they left it at home. This is where Naruto just keeps robbing them. Just keeps taking their shit. But yeah. This is where, well, Naruto says, great, I just gotta go to the store. This is where, well, Naruto was kind of walking off the school property. And when he was about to jump over the, like, railing and all that, like the fence and all that, this is where Umi says, what are you doing, Naruto? Naruto stopped for a second. This is where Naruto falls down and hits his face into the ground. He's like, ow. He's already over the side because he didn't he recognized Umi's voice really easily. And of course Naruto goes, ow, damn. Umi, what the hell do you want? That's where Umi says, I'm just wondering why you're jumping over the fence. Oh, you see here, I'm going to the store and going to buy myself food. You didn't bring food for yourself, did you? Nope. So that's why I'm going to the store. So don't mind me, I'm just gonna walk away. And so where, well, Vanshin, who's right now just kind of like studying the fact that Naruto just jumped over the fence, like writing it down. He's kind of like writing it down. This is where Umi says, what are you doing, Vanshin? Vanshin says, I am learning from, what's it called? Master Naruto and how to become stronger. This is where Umi says, Naruto, hey, don't look at me. He wanted to follow me. That's him. I am my own person, Umi. That's what Umi says. Really annoying me right now, Naruto. This is where Naruto says, what? I'm just going to the store. Leave me alone. That's where Umi says, you know, you don't need to go to the store if you packed up your own lunch. Naruto says, I can't cook. This is where Naruto just blatantly lied because he can actually cook pretty good. Even though he kind of learned from the best in stealing in One Piece, he also did learn from the best in cooking food, and that is Sanji. So of course he can cook pretty good. It's just he didn't feel like it. He felt like just kind of going into the store. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto says, but other than that, I'm gonna go to the store. This is where Naruto transformed into lightning and darkness, dissipates from the darkness from underneath himself. Like he transformed into two elements at the same time. He kind of dissipates into lightning and darkness and disappears. This is where, well, he gets to the store and says, ooh, time to get some food. He's right now at, well, not at the ramen shop. He's mostly at like a meat shop eating some, well, not at the meat shop. He's mostly at the ramen shop. This is where he's kind of eating some ramen. Not much. This is where, well, a man with white hair, some squirrels, some wooden sandals, and a headband for saying the oil. I think it was the toads. Yeah, toads. walks in and says, "Hey there, kid." This is where Naruto looks at him, and this is where Kurama inside says, he's. This is where Naruto says, "What the hell are you talking about, Kiwi?" Kurama says, "He's the most amazing person to be writing these books. Please tell him to give me the autograph." That's where Naruto decides to shut up Kurama by kind of just muting him, and so Kurama says, "No, don't disconnect me, you little shit." This is where Naruto says, "Can I help you, old man?" This is where, oh well, not Horizon, mostly Jiraiya says, "Huh? Old? I'm not old. You see here, any girl will want me. I am the legendary Toad Sannin. I am what girls call a superhero. I am the legendary Toad Sannin. I am Jiraiya." This is where Naruto looks at him and just ignores Kurama. Not Kurama. Jiraiya. He's like, "Hey, mister, are you kind of like on something right now? Are you on some medical stuff or something like that?" Whatever, I don't care. He starts eating his, like, 3 bowls of ramen. He already finished his third one and says, "Thanks, Taiuchi. Here's the money." This is where Taiuchi nodded and says, "Thank you, Naruto." This is where Naruto, he walks away. Naruto, he does not care. He is just walking away. This is where Jiraiya says, "Did you just ignore me? Get back here, little brat." This is where Naruto, he dissipates into darkness and lightning disappear. This is where when Jiraiya was about to grab Naruto, he couldn't. He didn't even know where Naruto went. Naruto went back to the academy and kind of got there pretty easily, pretty fast before the bell just rang. That's where Umi was sighing, but right now talking to her friends, but yeah. This is where Junko says, "So, Funshin, where's, what's it called, what's that boy's name again? Darkness?" This is where Umi says, "No, his name was Naruto." This is where Junko says, "But I kind of like the name Darkness. Can we just name it Darkness?" This is where Naruto appears saying, "How about you name it Dark Lightning?" This is where, well, Junko says, "Yeah, that'd be a good name." She almost just like falls down because Naruto appears out of nowhere, out of darkness. This is where Naruto says, "Well," this is where Junko says, "Where the hell do you come from?" "The darkness." "Oh, well, yeah, but how does Dark Lightning make any sense?" This is where Naruto, he kind of transformed one of his hands into darkness, mostly the left hand, and then his right hand transformed into lightning. This is where he puts it together and just transforms it into Dark Lightning. Meaning that the darkness is just surrounding the lightning, like a kind of aura around it mostly. But yeah. This is where Naruto says, "Done." This is where Junko says, "Eh? Eh?" Okay, I still don't understand. This is where Naruto says, well, you don't really need to understand. But yeah. This is where, well, Junko says, "Whatever." That's where Junko then asks, "So wait, are you a demon or are you a, what's it called? What was that thing called? A white shining arm?" This is where Kaya hits, kind of pushes her out of the way and says, "Are you a shining, a shining white armor, hero?" This is where Raven pushed her out of the way saying, "No, are you a dark, shining armor, person to save Umi?" This is where all of them are fighting, but yeah. This is where Naruto says, "Huh? Well, to answer your first question, blonde hair girl, I am somewhat of a demon, so sure, you can call me demon. The second thing, I am not a knight, or not even close to being a hero. So, and also I don't actually use any type of light or white magic or anything. I don't know what you're talking about. So, that one is kind of false, if you're trying to kind of put me that. And the third question is, am I some kind of dark knight? No. But not gonna lie, that actually does give me a great idea. This is where Naruto says, arise. This is where something arises from the ground, but something strikes the ground at the same time. This is where we're making a dark night. Right now, crackling with lightning. This is where Naruto says, knew this guy would be perfect. This guy is very perfect. Now, This is where Naruto says, come back. This is where the Dark Knight does come back. And Naruto has one soldier that he created. This is where Naruto says, interesting. That gave me a great idea. But yeah. This is where, well, Raven kind of like sighs. And this is where Kai also sighs. And this is where Junko says, so you are a demon. Kind of, if you want to say. I am, how should I say? Well, this is where Naruto thinks about what I last kind of, well, he thinks about his sensei named Dr. Gumi, who kind of asked me what I was exactly. This is where I said I was a kind of dragon at the same time. Cousins, well, I'm a dragon slash, well, I'm a dragon slash, you can say humanoid figure, just like my father, but he's a little bit kind of different. He's mostly a god slayer. I am also cousins towards the demons, angels, and even, I guess, shinigami's, if that's what you want to understand. So, the dragons, I think, are mostly cousins towards those three. I don't understand much about my family, but yeah, he mostly asked that question. And of course, that's why I answer it the best. This is where, well, Naruto says, I guess you can say I'm a demon, dragon, and something else more dangerous. But yeah, this is where Junko says, so you will be considered a demonic dragon knight? This is where Naruto says, sure, you can call me that. This is where Junko says, you know what, screw it, that's actually good enough. This is where Kaya and Raven are kind of sad, thinking, well, Kaya wanted Naruto to be kind of like this white light of holy night, and Raven wanted it to be the opposite, being a dark, unholy night. This is where Junko's fine to see Naruto being some kind of demon or something, but yeah. Of course, confused with the dragon part, but yeah. This is where Vanshin says, interesting. This is where Umi says, wait, are you serious? Are you really telling me you're a demon? Of course. Umi. This is where Umi says, I thought you were going to say, of course not, Umi. This is where Naruto says, why would I ever lie to you, Umi? This is where Umi says, whatever. This is where a girl kind of like rushes towards, well, two girls kind of rushes towards Umi's location. One jumps onto Umi and says, hey, Umi, kind of being cheerful, while the other one kind of just walks next to Umi and says, hey, Umi. This is where Umi looks up and says, Suki, a girl with pink hair and purple eyes. And of course, this is where the girl next to her was a girl with lavender eyes and kind of bluish hair. And this is Hinata. This is where, well, Hinata looks at Naruto, and she kind of still really doesn't recognize Naruto that much. She didn't really know what this kid's name is exactly. This is where Hinata says, nice to meet you. What is her name? This is where, well, she mostly asks, well, Vanshin and Naruto. This is where Vanshin says, my name is Vanshin. Nice to meet you, Hyuga Eris. This is where Hinata says, don't be so formal, Vanshin. Please don't be too formal, Vanshin-kun. This is where Vanshin nodded. This is where Naruto says, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. What's it called? Hyuga Eris. This is where, well, Hinata kind of looks at, widened her eyes, realized who this boy is. Naruto Uzumaki. This is where she remembers the boy who had blonde hair, an orange jumpsuit, and the one to help her. And this is where he says, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, trying to defeat the bullies, but he get his ass kicked. But yeah, that's where Hinata says, you're Naruto, but your hair and your eyes, and well, I can't really see your question marks thanks to your mask, but you're Naruto? That's why Naruto nodded, saying, yeah, just my hair changed black after a while, and well, my eyes are kind of a very lightish, more bluish, but at the same time, I guess my face will kind of stay the same if you remember me, Hinata. That's where Hinata just nodded her head. This is where Umi says, wait, you know each other? Hinata blushes because she does remember Naruto and the fact that Naruto was smiling. Of course, she can't really tell from Naruto smiling because Naruto has a mask, but yeah. And of course, this is where, well, and not to say, I kind of remember him. He helped me out when some bullies were kind of bullying me. This is where she wasn't shy enough to say that. And this is where Umi says, "Ha! I knew it! You're not a demon, Naruto. If you were a demon, then that means you wouldn't help her." Naruto says, "Again, I am a demon dragon knight. I think in that kind of level, I probably would have helped her. If I was a full demon, I probably wouldn't care that much, but I am a demon dragon knight. I guess that's what you call me." This is where, well, Naruto says, wait, let me say that again. A demon dragon assassin. Can I just change the knight part to assassin? This is where both Kaya and Raven say no. This is where Naruto says, well, Junko says, assassin. Sure. This is where, well, they say, why? This is where Junko says, I mean, it makes more sense. If he was called a demon dragon knight, thanks to his two elements being darkness and lightning, it wouldn't really make sense when he doesn't even like fully go towards the person and fight them in honor. He mostly fights them with dishonor by attacking them from behind. And so more, well, Kaya and Raven make sense with that, and they kind of just become suppressed. This is where Naruto says, see, makes more sense. This is where, well, Suki says, oh, so you're Naruto that helped, what's it called, Umi and Hinata. Thank you again for doing that, for saving them from those evil people. That's where Naruto says, it's fine, it doesn't really matter, it's from the past. I'm not much of a hero, and really would not really like to be called a hero, but yeah. So where, well, Umi says, Naruto, can you take off your mask? I can't still tell if you're smiling or not. Naruto says, what do you mean? I am smiling. That's where Naruto says, I just don't really like taking off my mask. This is where, well, Umi, she does it anyway, taking off the mask. Of course, lightning did affect her a little bit. And, of course, she kind of has a little bit of lightning to her hand and kind of numbed it. That's where Naruto only had defense on that because he doesn't really like people trying to take off his mask. That's where Umi, she realized that she can't move her hand no more. That's where what Naruto does is kind of grab her hand and takes out the lightning by kind of just absorbing it from his palm. This is where Naruto says, can you move now? This is where, well, Umi nodded. That's where she says, why do you have lightning in your mask? It's a self-defense thing. It only shocks about 1 million volts. I don't just like people taking off my mask, and I would have warned you, but I really wasn't expecting you to take off my mask so well up there, but yeah. That's where, well, Umi says, sorry. I just got kind of annoyed. That's where Naruto says, it's fine, sorry about that. I should have warned any of you. I just don't like anyone taking off my mask. That's where Umi nodded. That's where Suki says, whoa, you look kind of adorable with those whisker marks. Naruto says, oh, that? I can change her from not to have her have it. Which is one bastard always keeps annoying me. This is where, well, Karama says, you look fine, kid. You're gonna look like a cat, also gonna look like a fox. Guess what? Girls would think cute. This is where Naruto says, didn't I disconnect you? This is where Karama says, you did? But I managed to connect back and try to sneak around you, not trying to say any noise. But yeah. This is where Karama says, don't disconnect. This is where he gets disconnected. He says, Naruto! This is where his whole kind of cage kind of rattles, but yeah. This is where, well, not cage, mostly the mindscape rattles, but yeah. This is where Naruto, he is kind of just sitting there and saying, well, not sitting there, standing there saying, I guess you can tell me I'm adorable. I don't really see myself adorable. This is where Umi says, oh wait, you don't? But you look like a fox? Yeah. This is where she says, no, cat. This is where Naruto says, I think I look more like a fox. No, you look like a cat. Fox. Cat. Fox. This is where Umi says, you look like a cat. This is where Naruto says, yeah, cat. This is where Umi says, fox. Wait a minute. This is where Naruto says, I tricked you. This is where Naruto smiles. This is where, well, he shows kind of his sharp little teeth. And this is where Umi kind of fluffs her up a little bit. This is where all girls do. Because Naruto does smile, and it looks like an illusion is happening. Like Mike Guy kind of does his UFO illusion. This is where kind of a bright light appears from his teeth. But this is where Naruto kind of closes it, realizing that he actually did that an accident. This is where, well, Umi says, Why did that hurt my eyes? Sorry about that. I just don't like showing my teeth again, or mouth, or anything. This is where Umi says, but you're not putting on that mask. This is where she has the mask right now in her hand. And this is where, well, mostly on the ground. And this is where Naruto anticipates the mask, turning it into darkness and lightning, and putting it back into his hand. This is where Naruto says, like again. Well, not like again. Like I say, anything is kind of made out of darkness and lightning, which I can control. Or I really never said that, but yeah. This is where, well, Umi sighs. This is where, well, Naruto really doesn't like showing his face that much, but yeah. This is where, well, Umi says, I see. Okay. Fine. That's where Naruto just sighs and says, good. That's what Suki says. So, wait, so if you're Naruto, and who are you? She kind of points at Vanshin. Vanshin says, oh, my name is Vanshin, Suki, Sama. That's where Suki says, don't be formal with me neither. I don't like people being formal. And besides, I'm not really that much of a clan heiress, or like a big kind of clan heiress like, what's it called? Umi or Hinata. So don't call me that. That's where Vanshin says, I'm sorry. That's where, well, she thinks that Vanshin really needs to kind of stop being too formal, but yeah. Vanshin has just been too much in his life being too formal because of his clan. But yeah. This is where, well, Naruto says, the bell ring. The bell rang, and this is where all of them has to go inside. This is where Suki and Hinata has to stay outside because, yeah, their class is about to come outside, but yeah. This is where, well, Umi was about to ask them later and how they got outside, but yeah. This is where, well, they get to, well, a classroom. Of course, this is where Naruto falls asleep, but yeah. This is where, the next day happens, and of course, this is where, it's been a couple of days, and this is where Naruto has been doing nothing but just sleeping, but yeah. And training mostly outside of, well, the academy, but yeah. Now, Naruto has run into Jiraiya a couple of times. Mostly what Naruto did in the first day, it's kind of run to the hot springs. And this is where Jiraiya kind of follows him to kind of try to talk to Naruto, which Naruto suggested to go to the hot springs. Naruto, what he did is kind of add lightning into the water, shocking Jiraiya, but not shocking him. This is where Jiraiya realized what Naruto's doing, and this is where Jiraiya says, you little brat. This is where Naruto, what he does is make a darkness punch, punches Jiraiya into the female side, which there was a bunch of kunoichis and other things, and Jiraiya was kind of paralyzed from, well, moving, and Jiraiya widened his eyes. This is where Naruto smiles with his evil grin and says, bye, Jiraiya, legendary Sani. This is where he stuck out his tongue, but yeah, he took off his mask. But yeah, he then ran away. This is where Jiraiya says, no, you brat. He's getting his ass kicked, but yeah. Jiraiya has been trying his hardest to get towards Naruto and talk to this boy. It's just, it never really happens. Naruto, he pretty much ignores Jiraiya or tries to get away from Jiraiya. He one time managed to get away from Jiraiya by kind of running into a couple and kind of hiding behind one of the couples. This is where Jiraiya appears, and this is where, well, Jiraiya says, did you two see, well, Uncle Midarashi and Gojo, did you two see, well, what's it called? A boy with black hair, kind of bluish eyes, a mask, and run through here. This is where they say no, and this is where Jiraiya says, are you two dating? This is where Uncle says, if you say anything, I will poison you. This is where Gojo says, I will erase you, perverted bastard. This is where Jiraiya says, okay, not saying anything. He runs away, trying to find, well, Naruto. This is where Naruto says, hey, thanks, Mr. and Mistress. This is where Gojo says, yeah, no problem, kid. This is where Uncle says, yeah, besides, it was fun seeing the Ambus and also hiring Jonins and Chunins get destroyed by your house of multiple traps. It was kind of interesting seeing multiple people like fall down. Even the legendary Sonic did kind of fell to those, well, traps. Gojo says, I did fall into a couple, but of course I wasn't affected. So where Uncle says, neither was I. It's where, well, she kind of stuck out her tongue when she was doing it, but yeah. It's where, well, Naruto says, oh, were you the people that were there to clean my house? Gojo says, yeah. This is where, well, Gojo didn't seem like formal too much. He says, yeah, we're there just to have fun. Or claim, mostly. But I was there just to see my little cousin kind of fall down into multiple traps where he's not looking because of his stupid little book from that perverted man. But of course, it was fun. This is where Gojo smiles. This is where Uncle says, adorable. This is where Gojo says, aww, aren't you more adorable than I? This is where, well, Naruto did not want to see their sight of being lovey-dovey. So, of course, what Naruto does is walk away. This is where Gojo and Anka kind of giggles to themselves, but yeah. Because they know about kind of Naruto probably not wanting any of that. But yeah. Naruto gets towards the, well, he gets towards his training ground, but yeah. Of course, this is where Jiraiya finds Naruto again. What Naruto does is kind of hide behind, well, two kind of female that were kind of walking around. This is where, well, one had black hair, red ruby eyes. Well, not ruby eyes. It was these kind of bright red eyes. And of course, kind of wear like this kind of dress that's kind of white, this also red and all that. And of course, this female next to her was wearing an Amu clothing. Well, mostly, what's it called? Purple kind of kimono and all that. And of course, she kind of had a cat mask on top of her head just because, yeah. Because she kind of likes having somewhat a cat mask. This is where, well, she had a sword behind her. And this is where, well, they were talking. Of course, Naruto managed to hide behind them. And Jiraiya appears saying, hey, kid! This is where he sees two of the Kunoichis that he doesn't want to meet. This is where one is Kurenai Yuki, and the other is Yugao, I forgot her name. But yeah. Last time I said Yujito, but her name is Yugao. But yeah. This is where, well, this is where Jiraiya says, have you two seen a boy with black hair, bluish, lightish eyes, kind of ran around here? Kurenai says, no, but are you trying to make a boy kind of become perverted like you? This is where Jiraiya says, no. This is where, well, mostly Kurenai and Yugao kind of glares at Jiraiya with bloodlust intent to murder him. This is where Jiraiya says, no, I wasn't. This is where Naruto, he kind of gives, one of them a book because he can see that these, Kunoichi seem to not to hate, Jiraiya. And he has figured out if he gives, well, have seen what's it called, multiple guys get beaten up for the fact that, from Kunoichi, from the fact they read that Make Out Paradise. So, of course, this is where Naruto says, here, this man gave me this book. This is where Kurama says, wait, Naruto, no, don't give him that. This is where, when Kurenai sees that book, it's kind of orange and kind of has to make out Little Paradise, she becomes inferior. Just anger. Well, not inferior. She becomes furious. I don't know why I say inferior. Furious, anger, and just wants to kill Jiraiya. This is where you got also sees it, and she does pull out her tanto. But yeah, not a sword. Her tanto. She has two of them, and of course, this is where Jiraiya goes and says, wait, I didn't give him that. This is where Jiraiya has to run away right now because kunais were about to hit his head, but yeah. It's where Naruto sighs and says, luckily I got away from here again. This is where, well, we go into 2 weeks later. Naruto's in the academy while Jiraiya is right now in the hospital multiple times from so many broken bones. And this is where Harusen is there just eating popcorn saying, so, hey Jiraiya. Jiraiya says, why is that kid outsmarting me? He hasn't been in the, how should I say, village for so long. And it's right now kind of outsmarting me. This is where Harusen says, seems like a lot of you problem. This is where Jiraiya says, aren't you gonna try to help me? Hey, the boy wants to do whatever, training on mostly his own occasion. Also, I did see you get beat up most of the time. Well, also I had to use the crystal ball on you. So you kind of fine, Naruto. And, well, seeing your ass getting kicked was kind of funny. This is where Jiraiya said, wow, Sensei. Wow, thanks, Sensei, for very nice, incredible words of encouraging me. This is where, well, Orosen says, it wasn't much of encouragement, but okay, take it on your own pace, Jiraiya. This is where Jiraiya says, aren't you going to help me? You promised you were going to help me. This is where Horusen says, I was, but after seeing you get outsmarted by a child, I'm too old to deal with Naruto, so I'm gonna let the youthful people to do it. Well, in Mike Guy's words, I will let the youthful people deal with him, and that is you, Kakashi, and other people. He seems to take in kind of a liking towards, well, the people that kind of help him from getting away from you, like Gojo and Uncle, which I never really expected to see in the near future at all, if them being a couple. Also, Kurenai and Yugao, I mean, yeah, they're only friends, but yeah. This is where, well, Jiraiya says, so you're just gonna let them kind of deal with Naruto? Nope, not really. I'll still let you deal with him. Besides, you're the great, mighty Toe Sage of Jiraiya the Gallant. This is where, well, Jiraiya says, I hate you. I hate you so much. Why won't you help me? Horusen says, I would, but you know, this book that you made is pretty good, so I'm gonna read it instead, and good luck with your, well, kind of help from not getting killed from that many people. This is where, well, Naruto is now his training ground, and this is where Naruto, he already sensed someone being there. And no, it's not Jiraiya, because Jiraiya is right now in the, hospital talking with Horusen, and Horusen kind of just letting him deal with Naruto. This is where Naruto says, you can come out now. Perb, I don't know what you want. Pedo? Are you a pedo or perb? I can't tell. This is where Kakashi says, I'm not a perb or a pedo, kid. My name is Kakashi Hatake. So what's your name? Naruto says, you have super hair. And the person that has been chasing me has white hair. This is where Kakashi says, oh, you must be talking about Jiraiya. This is where Naruto says, I see. So you refer yourself by the third person, I see. You must be a henjutsu, kind of disguised as that, well, one guy with blindfolds and has white hair. But you look way uglier than he was. Or he wasn't that ugly, but you look like an uglier version than he was. This is where Kakashi gets stabbed in the heart, because he knows that this is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. He did kind of find out from Jiraiya and Horusen, because it was his sensei's son. And this is where he basically, his sensei's son, just called him uglier than his cousin Gojo. This is where Kakashi said, ow, hurtful, Naruto. Very hurtful. This is where Kakashi says, but I'm just here to help you. You want help, right? In training and all that to become stronger. This is where Naruto says, get away from me, you fucking white-haired pedo. This is where Kakashi says, my hair is silver, kid. This is where Naruto says, yeah, but you look like a henjutsu. He says, a henjutsu mixed with the white hair that I think you were trying to copy, but at the same time you couldn't copy because of blindfold. So of course you came out gray haired to try to make me just leave and let my guard go down, making you strike me down and kind of take me to your weird creepy basement, you pedo. This is where Kakashi says, damn, he is smart if Jiraiya actually ever did that, but or smart Jiraiya. This is where Kakashi's thinking, no, that's not me. Jiraiya's right now in the hospital. This is where, well, Naruto says, I see. So if it's not you, you just said, and you still just kind of refer yourself into the first person / third person, that means that the real person is you, or Jiraiya. This is where Kakashi says, no, that's not. This is where Naruto says, I had enough of this. Well, bull crap. I'm gonna have to use this technique. This is where Naruto pulls out a, well, kind of darkness staff that he made, and this is where he hits the ground a little bit, and this is where Naruto says, well, he kind of like twirls the staff in the air and all that, and this is where he says, lightning style, a lightning dragon, 200 million volts of lightning. This is where it kind of goes around and about to strike Kakashi. Kakashi has to dodge. This is where he's like, holy shit, that lightning's so potent. This is where he sees, well, he looks at Naruto, he's gone. Naruto's running. This is where Kakashi says, wait, no, come here. This is where Naruto says, I gotta get away from this pedo. This is where Naruto, he was kind of near a training ground. Well, he was in a training ground. He didn't know which training ground, but of course, he kind of ran into a forest because it was this huge ass forest. He gets into it, and of course, this is where, well, he finds the two kind of couple that he met last kind of week and all that. A guy with purely white hair and of course a blindfold, talking to a girl with purple, kind of like purple hair with brownish eyes. And of course, this is where, well, they're about to like, how should I say, kiss and all that. And of course, this is where Naruto's like, sorry. This is where Naruto saw Kakashi chasing after him with Ambu speed. This is where Naruto says, I have to think of a quick getaway. This is where Naruto jumps on a branch that's like on top of them. Well, mostly not a branch, mostly the tree kind of tree that's like on top of them. Well, not tree on top of them. They're on a branch, but the tree side mostly. Naruto jumped on it and kind of did a flip and jumped into another tree branch. This is where Kakashi was about to do the same thing until Gojo kind of grabbed his leg. This is where Kakashi went down to the ground, almost fall down to the ground unless Gojo didn't grab his leg and didn't have it tight. This is where Gojo says, Kakashi, what are you doing here? This is where Uncle says, yeah, you ruined the mood. Why are you chasing a kid? This is where Uncle says, wait, please don't tell me that the one-eyed scarecrow is a pedophile. This is where, well, Kakashi says, wait, no, that's not what I am. This is where Gojo says, God damn it. First, those fucking books. Second, now you're going after a child. I really need to find you someone that you can date and you wouldn't fucking become like this. This is where Gojo's kind of having a tick mark. This is where Uncle says, ah, so cute when you're angry. This is where Gojo says, not now, Uncle. I'm about to deal with him. This is where Uncle says, we can deal with him together. This is where Kakashi says, what are you two doing? This is where Gojo took off his blindfold, right now showing his crystallized blue eyes. And is right now pissed. He's glaring at, well, Kakashi. And Uncle is also having this mischievous look, with having snakes right now appear around her. This is where she says, I'm gonna fucking murder you, Kakashi. This is where, well, Gojo says, I'm also gonna fucking end your life, you little fucking brat. This is where Kakashi goes and says, wait, no, how about, can we talk about this? This is where he tries to substitute away, but this is where Gojo appears and kind of kicks him back towards Anko. Anko uses her snake to kind of slither around into Kakashi's kind of waist, kind of bite into him, and kind of like throw him back towards, well, Gojo. Gojo kicks the air, kind of kicking him back towards Anko, and Anko they kind of start playing volleyball with Kakashi. But yeah, Kakashi was kind of just thrown around like a ball. But yeah, Naruto managed to escape. And he's like, luckily, managed to escape from that guy. Even though I know I could have transformed into lightning and darkness, I just didn't want to show off my skills that much. But good enough to get away from him. Still not fast enough unless I add a lightning chakra to my life. This is where, well, he goes off to just train somewhere else. But yeah. This is where, well, Kakashi's now in his room, kind of like really badly hurt, having multiple bones hurt and all that. Medical ninjas were there to kind of heal him, but yeah, because they didn't put him in the hospital, because Gojo and Anko decided to watch over him for the time being. But yeah, Gojo had to, well, not Gojo, Anko had to go to the, how should I say, groceries to kind of buy like food because she can see that Kakashi didn't have food. So yeah. They had to kind of babysit, well, Kakashi for the meantime. But yeah, that's where, well, Naruto has been training for about 2 months and hasn't been kind of disturbed by the white hair or even the silver hair. He then decides to just keep training with 2 weapons that he has. Or, yeah, 2 weapons. Well, yeah, 2 weapons that he has. One is a lightning scythe that I gave him a while ago. And another is a lightning sword that he can kind of like use lightning to kind of create a blade out of kind of plasma. Because lightning is plasma. So think of it like a lightsaber, but yeah. But Naruto also can create darkness swords, like 2 darkness swords from darkness, like these 2. But also, he also kind of, what's it called, received another gift. Then that was this kind of like purplish tanto. That had kind of black on it, but yeah. So Naruto kind of trains with that. He also does train with arising an army from darkness and lightning creation, but yeah. But of course, this is where, well, he managed to make about 50 soldiers. Of course, from different things that he kind of remember from kind of training. Either a pirate, a knight, a soldier, this, that, and that. He kind of created a lot of them from different types of memory that he thought of. This is where Kurama has also been training with Naruto, and for Naruto to kind of learn about how to master his power a little bit. But yeah. But Naruto with that, he also kind of did pay attention a little bit more to the academy, but also did fall asleep most of the time. But yeah. Of course, he also did train with Vanshin for a little bit because Vanshin did wanted to show that he wanted to be strong and protect those that he cares about. But yeah. So we go into about 6 months later, and of course, it's kind of been the semester over. Well, not the semester. Mostly, what's it called? Not the semester. It's about to be, the year to be over. And of course, to go into the Genin test and all that. And Naruto has kind of been training with Umi, Umi, Raven, Kaya, Junko, Suki, and even Hinata. Now, Naruto has been kind of training with all of them. And of course, Naruto managed to kind of help them in different techniques. Kakashi has been warned by Gojo and Anko not to go near that kid. If that kid is ever in trouble and it's because of you, we're going to kill you. This is where Kakashi felt the death threat from his cousin and his, co-worker named Anko, but yeah. Well, not co-worker, mostly other Jonin, but yeah. Since Anko is a Jonin, but yeah. Now, this is where, Jiraiya has actually stopped going after Naruto because, Haruo-san says, maybe you shouldn't go after him. Maybe you should go do your spy other stuff and out of the village. I'll call you when I need you, right? This is where Jiraiya says, fine. This is where Haruo-san says, but bye. This is where Jiraiya does it, but yeah. This is where, it's been 6 months, and of course, this is where, the final test is happening. And this is where, all of them are getting ready to kind of do the test. Now, of course, the test. So, of course, this is where they go into the test. And, of course, Naruto, he kind of, he passes it with flying colors. Same with the others. This is where Naruto, he goes in towards, the, the next portion, that's the physical and other. This is where Naruto, he also passes it with flying colors. When he fights against Vanshin, Vanshin doesn't actually use his galaxy domain again to fight against Naruto, because that won't really work against Naruto. So of course he had to go creative and says galaxy style, galaxy whirlwind. This is where he sends a whirlwind of galaxies, like stars created to make a whirlwind. It's spinning around and kind of going straight towards Naruto. And Naruto, he says lightning and darkness. Dark lightning Chidori. This is where he makes a lightning blade, but with darkness. And of course he cuts through it. And kind of has a sword straight towards, Vanshin. Now, of course, Naruto did also meet two other people. One named Estef, and the other person named Savannah. Now, Savannah is this girl with blood Kenkai. And the other girl is kind of iced out, but yeah. Now, Naruto, he didn't really care about kind of talking to them much, but they kind of were somewhat Vanshin's friends, so yeah, Naruto kind of talked to them. So Naruto easily almost defeated Vanshin again, easily, so yeah. So where Vanshin gives up and kind of did the peace treaty with Naruto, but yeah. Of course, this is where the next is the, 3 jutsus. Naruto does his Henjutsu pretty good by kind of substituting, transforming into a person that, Karasu never recognized. It was this person with a blue eye, a very kind of crackling blue eye that was slicked. And of course, darkness kind of covering up that one eye a little bit, but yeah, kind of oozing off from that eye. Also, having a kind of, kind of having an eye patch in his other eye, mostly his right eye, covering up something that has 3 kind of wrap things to cover up that, right side mostly, that has seals on it, because, yeah. of course, his hair was kind of a little bit like black and kind of turquoise blue a little bit. But on the right side, it was kind of like turning white a little bit. Now, this is where the hood, it was there, mostly a black hood. And of course, having like mostly a black hood that was mostly for like a scientist coat that he was wearing, this person. And of course it was black and all that, not white. Of course, this is where he had a black shirt, black pants, and black shoes. And of course, this is where, well, Naruto had his hand in his pocket, mostly in his scientist coat pocket. But yeah, this is where Karasu says, interesting person you kind of turn into. Who is this person, might I say? This is where, well, Naruto thinks about it and says, Sensei. This is where, well, Karasu says, Sensei, what is his name? Potato. This is where, well, Karasu falls down and says, wait, what? Naruto says, I'm just kidding. Sorry. But, he never really liked telling, well, anyone, his name. So, of course, I will not say his name. His name will just be in private. This is where Karasu nodded, and this is where it says, good enough. This is where he says, substitution. This is where Naruto substituted with he had a darkness sword he created, and this is where Naruto substituted with that darkness sword and made another darkness sword. This is where, well, Karasu says, interesting. Darkness is pretty good that you can use. This is where Naruto says, yeah. This is where Karasu says, okay. You already did hand and you already did substitution. Now clone jutsu. Naruto goes through hand signs and says, wood style clone. What's it called? Fire style clone. Earth style clone. Water style clone. Lightning style clone. And, well, what's it called? So, wood, earth, lightning, water, fire, wind, darkness, and even, what's it called? The last one being a potato clone. This is where, well, all of them were different elements, and this is where, well, Karasu was shocked. He never thought Naruto even had wood style. Naruto says, I don't use wood style that much, but I do have it. But it's too much of a taxing chakra waste, so that's why I never use it. The reason why Naruto has wood style is because when I was there, I managed to unlock a lot of things into Naruto, I even give him different character Tenkais. So yeah, Naruto basically was able to kind of have wood style with that. So of course, Karasu was shocked and says, okay, you just passed with flying colors here, kid. So you're a Genin now. Here you go. He gives the Genin, headband. And this is where, well, all the clones dissipate by transforming into their kind of nature elements. But yeah. Now the potato legit just transformed into a potato and just fell down. This is where Karasu was confused. And this is where Naruto grabbed the potato, threw it out the window, and exploded. This is where Karasu was saying, it's an explosive potato clone. I also could do an explosive clone, but if it dissipated, it would have blown up. So that's why I transformed into a potato instead. He kind of just snapped his fingers and just wanted to search Karasu. Karasu says, yeah, you know what, just go. This is where, well, the next people kind of pass, and this is where Function is right now next to him, having his headband, like, next to his arm. Naruto has his headband on his, like, forehead, but yeah. This is where Naruto's mostly covering up one of his eyes with his headband to kind of think of like me mostly, to kind of show like it's me a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, he says he did have an eye patch. I should probably not do that because I would just blind my kind of eye view. But yeah, this is where, well, he says, but I should probably go on. This is where everyone is being kind of told by Karasu to congratulations, all of you that passed. Also, some of you that didn't pass to be fine. You'll be taking it probably another test or something like that. But all of you that passed, congratulations. You will now be all on a team tomorrow. So yeah, this is where, well, we fast forward to the next day. And of course, well, Naruto still kind of met Mizuki in the forest while Naruto was training, like in a random forest. And the person that was chosen to kind of bring the scroll was a kind of, well, a boy named, what's it called? This boy kind of had black hair and kind of like grayish eyes. And of course his name was Ao. He's basically just a civilian child, another. And of course, Mizuki was trying to get him to get the scroll, which he manages to, but Naruto sees this and knocks out the boy and takes the like ceiling scroll and all that. And of course, kill Mizuki and brings it back to Horus and says, "Idiot, you should keep that and watch." This is where he grabbed the boy that had next to him to actually managing to grab it. This is where Horus and says, "Thanks, Naruto." Sure, Naruto says, "Whatever, I'm going home." Swear, well, the boy was kind of punished a little bit for his kind of foolishness, but yeah. But this is, well, the next day and what happens. Now, Naruto was partnered up to be with Umi. So, Naruto was on a team with Umi, himself, and, well, Vanshin. This is where, well, Vanshin nodded. He was fine with being on this team. Their sensei would be Gojo Satoru. This is where a team on another team was what they call Junko, Raven, and Kaya to be on a team with someone named Anko Midarashi. But yeah. Now, this is where, well, other teams kind of happened, but yeah. This is where Kakashi was saddened. The fact that he has the Uchiha, the Haruno, and some other person. This is where, well, he's saddened that he didn't get Naruto, but this is where Harusen says, "You said you wanted the Uchiha. You don't need to complain." This is where Kakashi says, "Yeah, but I said I wanted the Uchiha on my team. Stop complaining. You got the Uchiha. What about the Uzumaki?" "No. Your brother can do, well, not brother, your cousin can do a better job. Besides, if I even put you on a team, I feel like Naruto would complain to me saying that I put him on a pedo. A gray hair pedo, that much." That's where Kakashi said, "I wasn't chasing him to do anything to him. I just wanted to talk." This is where Horusen says, yeah. Besides, I can't really let you switch with your cousin because your cousin will beat your ass to grab back Naruto from you. Since your cousin really doesn't trust you with Naruto at all." This is where Kakashi says, "Fine, I understand." This is where, well, Horusen says, "Good. Now go over there with your team, but yeah. And also don't be late or your cousin's gonna find you and make sure that you're there with your team." "Yeah, I know. Also, Kakashi, can I have that book?" "What? No." This is where, well, Horusen says, "Wasn't asking. Now go to your team and actually, well, talk to them for the love of God." This is where, well, it wasn't Sai that was on the team because Sai wouldn't really be on the team because of the Root Ombu's kind of dispatchment and also Danzo being dead. But yeah. So where, well, Naruto, he is, well, not Naruto, mostly the other team member is someone named, well, a girl with kind of brownish hair, or not brownish hair, let me say white hair and kind of purple eyes. And she's not really much of a fangirl towards, well, Sasuke, and really doesn't like Sasuke or Haruno, so yeah. So this girl is named, her name is Sheena. This is where, well, Sheena really hates her team that much, but yeah. This is where Kakashi kind of goes towards that kind of, like, team, but yeah. Now, of course, Naruto does meet Gojo, but this is where I'm going to leave it off for part 4 of What If Naruto was trained by Potato. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna leave it off here. And yeah, yeah, I'm also going to do, what time is it? If I have the time, I am going to try to do What If Naruto was either the grandson of, well, not the grandson, mostly What If Naruto was the grandson of, well, Madara and Tobirama, or I would do What If Naruto was adopted by the Yakuza. Whichever I'm feeling, well, wanting to feel, might do it more. Whichever I'm feeling to do. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato soup, potato, and bye. Potato!